I now have the LinkedIn profile, so I can go here and check this out. I have company information. I have 780 employees, funding, series. I can go check out the company's LinkedIn from here. And I also have a source that I can read up on. I can opt to enrich all of these leads. You can see that all of these have been enriched. So I can go into each one of these individually. Now I see a location, again, LinkedIn profile, details and information. Now I have this option here where I can click on score all. What you can see is you have these tags here. Now it's been scored. There's a score of 1 to 10. I have my most promising leads here with a 10, some with 5. And then I also have these really cool tags here. Oh, this one has high intent. This is a champion at the company. This is enterprise deal. I love going to conferences. I love chatting with people. You scan the cards and you get all the information. You have chats. And then when you get back to the office, you have this Excel spreadsheet that you have to look at. So you might have something like this, right? Like you have like first name, last name, email, company, title, phone number, and then you have some notes that you took at the conference. And then you have to go through this and you have to identify which leads you should follow up with and for who. And if you're a sales team, this is particularly painful because you also have to route these leads to your sales team. And so that's pretty tough. So I thought it would be really cool to build a tool that helps us speed through that and actually make it enjoyable to go through that. Say your 5 leads that I have spoken to. And again, all you have on these leads are the name, their title, email, and then some notes that took during the conference here. The first thing that I want to do is I want to add a little bit of context here. So I want to know the LinkedIn for this person. I want to know about their company. I want to know what funding they have and when and what series they are. And so that's a process of enrichment. And so what I'm doing is I'm integrating with a search service for LLMs called Exa. And I'm bringing all of that information in here to make this a little bit easier for me to go through. So now you see when I go back into it, I now have the LinkedIn profile. So I can go here and check this out. I have company information. I have 780 employees, funding, series. I can go check out the company's LinkedIn from here. And I also have a source that I can read up on. So this is the last round that they had, 40 million, $8 billion in funding. And the cool thing is that I don't have to do it one at a time. I can opt to enrich all of these leads. So think about having 50 leads that you have to go through instead of you manually going and finding the LinkedIn for each one of them, finding information. You can now use this to just automatically go through all of those leads and automatically pull all of that information. It's grabbing a lot of detail, so it's going to take a moment to process, but still, this is saving you hours and hours of tedious work. That's all done. And you can see that all of these have been enriched. So I can go into each one of these individually. Now I see a location, again, LinkedIn profile, details and information. Okay, but that's step number 1. First step is to get more context. Go check it out. Now, I want to be able to score each one of these opportunities based on what I care about, based on my company's offering. So now I have this option here where I can click on score all. I built this custom methodology here that says, I want you to go through each one of the opportunities and I want you to score it based on different criteria: company size, funding, seniority of the lead, and intent. And what's cool about intent is that it's actually reading the notes that I put in from the conference and it's analyzing that within AI. And then it's giving me a scoring based on intent. Then I want you to take that and give me an aggregate score in terms of the overall quality of this lead. So you can customize this. When you fork this, you can change this. So if certain things matter to you more than others, you can change this, but I just thought for the sake of a demo, this would be helpful to do. Okay, so we're back here. And what you can see is you have these tags here. Now it's been scored. There's a score of 1 to 10. I have my most promising leads here with a 10, some with 5. And then I also have these really cool tags here. Oh, this one has high intent. This is a champion at the company. This is enterprise deal. This one's really good. And I can click into one of these and read more about the scoring breakdown for this particular lead. The company size, maybe not big, or maybe that detail didn't come in, so it didn't score high on that. Intent signal, 2 out of 3, because it probably had something in the comments from the conference that it signaled that there was high intent, and it scored it. And then it even gave me a little bit of an analysis in terms of why it scored it in this way that is being produced by AI. I think that's really cool. That's so handy. So now you can quickly go through them and say, okay, I got to prioritize these leads. These are awesome. I got to go talk to Happy. That's got to be the first one that I follow up on. I think that's so helpful.
Yeah, quick comment, which is great to see. Cognito coding, which I've seen in a couple different streams. I've been working on a lead generator these last few days. I've linked it to HubSpot from your demo. I think I will now be adding this to it with the workflow you're doing now, which is just really cool to see. Always exciting to see folks iterating and building.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the whole purpose of these streams is I want to give you inspiration. I'm building things that would be helpful for me right now, or would have been helpful for me in a past life, or with my teams that I've worked with before. And I want to just give you ideas of what you can be building, and also give you these components, because then I'm going to share this as a template. You're going to be able to remix it, and you're going to be able to integrate it quickly into your own applications.
Intrin Design says, if we could then assign to certain sales team members, connect to that follow-up message app from earlier.
Intrin Design, thank you very much for that question, because that's exactly what I was going to show you next. So if you're a sales manager, you know that you got to divvy up these leads, right? Going back to Glengarry Ross, right? The leads, who's going to get the leads? Everybody wants the hot leads. I thought it would be cool for us, a team leader or marketing leader, to make that super easy. So I have this sales team here, and they all have different levels of expertise. They all have different territories. And I want to be able to divvy up all of these leads to these different accounts. And so what I've done is I've built some logic here that says, okay, like here's how I want you to divvy up these leads based on priority. You send the highest priority leads to the most senior people based on territory, and then also then on account size matching. So if I go to route these leads now, run that, is going to take those leads, and it's going to show me that it's now routed all of those leads. Isn't this cool? I think this is so cool. So now this lead is going to Alex. This lead is going to Marcus. And it tells me why too. Like, this is a medium priority. This is a high value priority. It's mid-market, 200 employees. Awesome. But that was my next level of thinking. So, as I build these things, I think about the question that always comes to mind is like, it would be more helpful if, it would be cool if, and I think, okay, it would be cool if we could automatically route these leads to all of my different salespeople. But again, we talked about, you want to bring everything back to a single source of truth. And for many organizations, that's Salesforce. And so now that I've done this, I want to be able to push all of this to Salesforce. Okay, so I have this button here. And now it's going to take all of those items and bulk upload them to Salesforce. So now I should be able to go into one of these. And now I have this lead in Salesforce. And if I go to details, you can see that it's who it has been assigned to. And this just happened right now. And here's lead score, the breakdown, tags, and then who it has been assigned to. So again, bringing everything back to Salesforce. So this is what I love about Replit and this new connector. It starts with where your data is, and that's Salesforce here. You do all this cool stuff, custom, you're using AI, you can make it your very own, and then you push everything back to Salesforce. You get the best of both worlds. You keep your single source of truth updated. You're not getting emails from your sales manager at the end of the week, and you get to build your own custom workflow and work exactly how you want to work.